Hello and welcome to this little tutorial. At first, I want to thank you for using my app Duel-Desk. I hope you enjoy it and I hope it helps you a lot in your duels. This tutorial will be module based, so for every feature of the app, there will be one scene in this tutorial. So if there are updates and there are new features added to the app, then I will add one new scene to this tutorial, and so this tutorial is always for the newest version of the app. When you start the app, at first you get into this main menu, and here you have different options. You can use the buttons for duel, tournament, statistics, or players. And in the toolbar you can find this little button here, which leads you to the settings of the app, and so you can customize your own Duel-Desk. Well, at first, for the first app start, you can use the statistics and players area, but they are not really usable because you have no registered players, like you can see here. And therefore, to register one or two players or more players, at first we have to play our first duel. In this case, I chose a 2-player duel, but for tag team it's the same procedure. You just have to add two more players. At first I want to show you some special buttons. This button here lets you toss a coin, and this button here lets you roll a dice. To start a duel, you can either enter the player names, or you can just start without entering player names. Therefore you press the start button and then you confirm this dialog here with yes. Now you see the number buttons are enabled and you can use them. And with the subtract and the add button you can change the current player's life points. But you have to know, if you start a duel without entering player names, there won't be statistics to this duel. So if you want to see your statistics, you have to enter player names. I will name my players Spencer and Jessica, and you do it in this text fields. When you have entered the player names, you can press the start button again and the duel will start. Now with player names, and the result will be saved to the statistics. And now you can just subtract life points from either player. You can add life points by choosing the add button, and you can also halve the life points of one player with this button. If you typed in something wrong, you can just delete it with the C button. And if one player has 0 life points, we will be asked if the duel is really finished, because it could be that you typed in something wrong and maybe you want to take it back. Therefore you can just click cancel and the life points will remain the same. But if it's really over, you can type in, or you can confirm this dialog with finished, and then the duel is finished and the result is saved to the statistics. Well, now you can just use the start button and start the same duel again. You can change the player names and then start a new duel. Yeah, these are your opportunities. Now that we have registered 2 players, we can add profile pictures for them. Therefore we go to the players settings, to the players in the main menu, and here now we can choose Spencer or Jessica. I will choose Spencer. And I just chose this little picture of a very nice looking castle, and now I can crop this image. Click on crop and then it is entered here in the profile pictures. It's now the profile picture for Spencer, but if you If you close this area, then it will be deleted. So at first you have to say save, and then there's a message, the profile picture for Spencer is saved. And when you now play another duel with Spencer, here you can see the profile picture of Spencer now. The next area I want to show you is the statistics area. Here you have two choices. Well, you can choose one player and get the statistics of this player, and two players. At first I will choose one player. For you to know, I simulated more duels so we can see real graphs and everything, because the statistics weren't very useful when there was only one duel. So I added some more duels, and I added one person, Jack, but he only played one duel against Jessica. Well, now let's search for the statistics of Spencer. Then we press the button create, and now we get into this screen here, and we have three tabs. In the first tab we see one table. This table gives you information about all the duels Spencer played and about his victories, defeats, the victory rate, and so on. In the second tab there's a graph. Here you can see the victory rate of Spencer after every duel he played. So on the x-axis there's the number of duels, and on the y-axis there is the victory rate. In the third tab you can see the statistics of every player, Jessica, Spencer and Jack in this case, and how many victories and defeat they conceded. The second option was to choose two players. In the second tab you see a pie chart, also with the victories of each player. There's also another thing you can do in this statistics area. You can click on this link, list of all saved duels, and you will see a list of all the duels you have saved in your statistics, all the results. And here you see the list of the duels, and the player who has won the duel is underscored. In this case, in the first one it's Spencer won against Jessica. And you see on the right side this little image. When you click on it, you can delete every duel you want. For example, I want to delete this one where Jessica won against Spencer. And I click on the image, and a dialog asks me if I want to delete it, if I'm sure. And well, I confirm it with delete, and then it's deleted. Also, if you want to reset all the statistics you have saved, there's another option. You can click here in the toolbar and reset statistics. Then a dialog will ask you if you are sure that you want to delete all the data that were saved, and if you confirm it with reset, everything will be deleted and you can start all over again. Now let's look at the most important or the biggest part of the Duel-Desk, the tournament mode. You get here by clicking on this part, and then you have two options. You can create a new tournament, or you can join an existing tournament. But at the moment there isn't an existing tournament, so we have to create one. So we press this button, create tournament, and then we get into this new screen. And here at first we have to add some players. Then you have to choose, or you can choose, a password when another smartphone wants to, or if you want to join the tournament again. Then you have to enter the tournament ID and the password. So, well, for example, we can choose cool. Then you can choose if you want to play matches or single duels. And the second option is to choose if your tournament has a knockout system or a table system. Knockout system means that there are played rounds like final, semi-final, and so on. And the table system means that every player in the tournament plays against every other player. Well, and when you are finished, you can press the create button to confirm your settings and start the tournament. Then we get into this new screen of the tournament. At the top in the toolbar, you can see the tournament ID. In this case, it's 6263. It's a random ID, and you need this ID to join the tournament with other smartphones or with your own smartphone at a later point. Doesn't matter, but you need this tournament ID and the password you created. And here in this screen you have two options: games and statistics. On the statistic card you get to the new screen where you can see the tournament bracket, and in the games card, we'll just try it, then you get into this screen. And here you can see all the duels of this round and the previous rounds. So in this case you see Jessica has to play against Spencer and Jack has a free win. That's because normally there has to be an even number of duelists, but in this case there are 3 of them, so one of them has a free win and is automatically in the next round. To start a duel, in this case the duel of Jessica against Spencer, we just have to click on this card of the duel and then we get into the new screen. And now let's say Jessica wins this duel against Spencer. Well, it's the same thing, like you know it from the beginning. And well, when the duel is finished, I confirm that. And now Jessica won against Spencer and is in the next round of the tournament. Therefore we go back and this message will plop up that the next round was created because the old round was played successfully. And now it makes sense to look at the tournament bracket. Therefore we click on this card and now we see our tournament bracket. This was the first round. Jessica won against Spencer and Jack had a free win. And in the next round Jessica has to play against Jack, but they haven't played yet, so the result is 0-0. The next step is to create a table system tournament. Therefore I already prepared all the things that we need. I added the players Spencer, Jessica and Jack, and I chose the radio button play matches, so every round that will be played will be decided by matches. And well, the other thing is that we have to choose the radio button for table system, and then we press the create button and the tournament will be created. And here in the new screen we get this little dialog. We have to confirm it with OK. And well, this looks like the other KO system tournament screen. Here in the toolbar you have written the tournament ID. You have this card for games, and when we click on it we get to this game list, and here we have all the games that has to be played in the tournament. Spencer has to play against Jessica, Spencer has to play against Jack, and Jessica against Jack, so everyone against everyone. And when we click on one of the cards, then we get into this duel screen. And now, like I said, the round will be decided by a match. So if one duel is finished, it's just 1-0 for Jessica, but when Spencer wins now, it's a 1-1, and now when Jessica wins the third duel, then the match is decided. And now you can see the results in the statistics area. There is a little table at the bottom where you can see how many victories a player has and defeats and the win rate of the player. Then there's a card with the current first place, and you can use this card for bar chart, and then you get to this little bar chart where you also can see how many victories and defeats every player has at the moment. But now let's try to join a tournament. Therefore, we go back to the main menu and press the button Join Tournament. Here we have to enter a tournament ID and the password, or we click on the text field to join the recent tournament, and then we get to the last tournament we played. And like you see, we get into the table system tournament we just created. But if we want to join our other tournament, our KO system tournament, we have to enter the tournament ID and the password we created. The tournament ID of our KO system tournament was 6263 and the password was cool. Then we can confirm this input with the join tournament button, and then we should get into this tournament we created earlier. And like you see, it functioned, so here we can do all the stuff we did before and play the tournament until the end. In version 2.1 there was a new feature introduced to the app, the log data. So in every duel you play, the change of life points, every change of life points will be recorded and will be saved to the log data of the duel. And later you can display it in the statistics area. So to show you this, I will at first create a new duel with our normal players Spencer and Jessica. And now let's just take them some life points. Spencer loses 800 life points. Jessica's life points get halved. Spencer loses 1000 life points. Jessica gets 600 life points back, and Spencer loses 2000 life points and loses the duel. And then we go to the statistics area, the main menu, and then to the list of the saved duels. And there you see our played duel. And when you click on it, you get to the log data. And here you see all the changes, the life point changes during duel. In update 2.2 there was introduced a completely new design for the duel screen. First we go to the settings, and here we see the duel screen. When we put it off, we can use the old design of the duel screen, and in this case if it is activated we can use the new design. And now we go to duel, 2 players or tag team, and here we see the new design of the duel screen. It's almost the same, but it has some differences. At first we go start. Here we can start a duel without entering names, it's like in the other screen. And then we can enter life points, like in the other screen. And in this case we don't have a keyboard, we have to use these buttons here. And so we can add some of them, and then there is the value inside the text field, and now we can add it to the life points of the players or subtract it. And yeah, we can do it here, for example. Therefore we have to click on the button with the minus or the plus in case of every player. So well, almost the same. Here are the dice and coin, like in the other screen. Yeah, almost the same. And we have 2 new buttons, or well, 1 button per player. The double button. Now we can double the life points of the players. And that's everything until now. I hope you enjoyed the video and it helped you a lot. And now I wish you much fun using the Duel-Desk, and don't forget to demonstrate that you are the real king of games. Goodbye.